Shays Rebellion reflected the tension, economic hardship, and growing demand for a stronger national government in the aftermath of the Revolutionary War. Ex-Revolutionary War soldiers, now poor farmers, had returned home only to face overwhelming debt, harsh taxation, and the threat of losing their farms, owing it to the Massachusetts state government and Governor James Bowdoin, who essentially wanted to ensure a good return to his business associates. The farmers were used to paying for goods through exchanges of services or crops due to scarcity of hard currency. But when the government of Massachusetts knocked on their door to collect their taxes, they demanded payment in nothing else but hard currency. Consequently, in August of 1786, farmers began actively shutting down debtor courts. One significant action occurred in September of 1786 when Daniel Shays led 600 protesters to shut down the Springfield courthouse and negotiated with General William Shepard. But all he managed to do was scare Governor Bowdoin, which resulted in him turning to the Boston businessmen to fund a 4,400-man militia, which is a great idea, right? More depth.
Bruh.
By January of 1787, the rebellion escalated with an attempted seizure of the federal arsenal in Springfield, Massachusetts, most commonly known as the attack on the Springfield Arsenal. However, General Shepard predicted this attack, and General Lincoln already had his men marching in Worcester into Springfield, which is about 1 hour and 33 minutes away if you put it in Google Maps. Nevertheless, Daniel Shay was not the only rebel leader. Luke Day was on his way from the north with 400 men and Ellie Parsons from Berkshires with 600 men to support the rebels. 2 shots were fired as a warning by the militia, and the following killed 2 rebels, additionally injuring 20 more. From there, the battle went downhill for the rebels, and they scattered as they retreated. As you may assume, those who participated in the rebellion were not left unpunished. The Boston leaders passed a disqualification act which prevented them from serving in jury, holding public office, voting, working as schoolmasters, innkeepers, which is a fancy term for landlord, or liquor salesman. But shortly after, in the summer of 1787, Governor John Hancock took office, and he pardoned many rebels, including Shays, and reduced taxes to ease tensions. You may ask yourself, why is Shays Rebellion important? The reason is it exposed deep flaws in the Articles of Confederation, eventually that the weak national government couldn't respond effectively. This event pushed leaders like Alexander Hamilton and George Washington to support the Constitutional Convention, which led to the drafting of the U.S. Constitution and ultimately to Washington's election as the first president. This rebellion also reflects broader themes of the era. For example, during the Revolutionary War, a similar fear of losing order takes place when slave masters conspired over how their slaves could turn on them and gain their freedom if they chose to escape and join the British Army during the Revolutionary War. Other examples of the era that resonate with the causes of Shays Rebellion were the Boston Tea Party and the Boston Massacre. The rebellion upbringing of the Boston colonists was due to all the taxes they were imposed by the British, such as the Stamp Act of 1765, Quartering Act of 1765, Townshend Acts of 1767, and so on. Just like in Shays Rebellion, in part, these taxes were for the government to recover from war. And as discussed in class, fears of rebellion, whether by poor farmers or enslaved people, were powerful motivators for reshaping the government. In summary, Shays Rebellion wasn't just a protest over taxes. It was a turning point that highlighted the need for a stronger federal system, shaping the path toward the Constitution and our America today.